I don't have any glass bottles, but that's some water bottles. But Heroes for Hire Comic Club fans come out to play. Yay. All right, never mind. Enough of this palaver. How you guys doing? We got Fable here with us. One collection down. Big Jeff, aka Big Jeff the Land Shark. He's got a new comic book out where he teams up with Daredevil for the first time. All right, I'm just kidding, but this is good bad cinema.
I'm a big star,
and we kind of posed the question tonight: is The Warriors the best movie ever made about street games, or is it going to be found wanting? Is it going to be a pretender, or is it a contender? This movie came out in 1979. Little known fact I found out today, guys, with a little Google searching. Larry Hama was in this movie. You see the guy in the back on the far left, or in the back in the middle left, like way in the back on the left. Larry Hama. He was one of the Mongols. So
I didn't know that until I was today years old.
I did not either until I was told by Trev, the shipping guru. But actually, there's a lot of actors and actors in here that were in a lot of movies I recognize. Like, we'll go over the cast right here in a minute. But of course, this guy always plays an annoying prick. Well, I'll show you the cast because some of them they might not have a speaking part. But I got pictures of all the cast here. Michael Beck was Swan. This is my favorite character in the movie. We'll get into that later. James Remar as Ajax. Deborah Van Valkenburg as Mercy. And I had a crush on her so much because she was definitely not wearing a bra, so that probably helped. But she was in a movie called Streets of Fire with Willem Dafoe and Michael Paré. David Patrick Kelly as Luther. And you might remember David Patrick Kelly from such films as Commando. That's right, Sully. I told you, he goes, I thought you let me live. He said, you killed me last. He's like, I lied. He played Sully in Commando, and he was T-Bird in The Crow. And he always plays like a scumbag. Dorsey Wright was Cleon. Terry Mikos was Berman. David Harris is Cochise, one of my favorite characters too. Marcelino Sanchez as Rembrandt. He's the guy that did all the tagging. Another interesting character that we only got for a short time, Cyrus, was played by Roger Hill, and Lynn Thigpen was the DJ. We don't really see her face,
but she has a recognizable voice.
She got a recognizable voice and
profile.
And profile. Mercedes Rule played the actress. I mean the plainclothes police officer who arrested Ajax. We got Tom McClintock as Cowboy. Paul Greco as Orphan. I believe I saw him in The Sopranos. But if we go down here a little bit more, like, look here. Steve James from American Ninja played one of the Paul Furies. And like people you might recognize but not know their names. Were like little bit parts in it. Like I said, Larry Hama was in it. Sonny Landham. Does anybody remember Sonny Landham? Sonny Landham is Billy from Predator. So anyway, and also there was a video game based on this movie. It came out from Xbox, and it was actually a very fun game. Hey, Collector P.
Was it like Double Dragon?
No, it was about Rockstar Games, and it was a beat 'em up though. Wouldn't you say, Faye? It was more of a beat 'em up, but there was like goals to it, like.
Yeah.
Was it like a side scroller or what?
It was like a level-based 3D beat 'em up sort of collectathon. You gotta collect spray cans and stuff like that. You gotta graffiti the Warriors' name on walls. The gangs would come. You had to fight them. But yeah, it was. I love that game.
It was a very fun game. You can still download it some places, I think. On like the newer Xboxes. I don't think it's on Sony or it's still on Xbox Prime. My cousin's here. He plays a lot of it.
If you're a mega fan of this movie, I suggest, and you like video games, I suggest you at least check it out because it pays a lot of homage to the movie, like a lot of cool things.
Old Xbox, baby, they had a lot of games based on movies. We had The Matrix, The Thing by John Carpenter, which was a fun game, and The Warriors, and a lot of other ones. So, and Scarface. Remember Scarface game?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we got some more screenshots here. Let's be honest though, guys. This says sometime in the near future at 1979. So, I don't know that many street gangs dressed like this right here with Kiss makeup on and baseball uniforms. But is it exaggerated? Would you say it's more like a Clockwork Orange type thing?
I don't know how you describe this movie, to be honest.
But we're going to break it down in different segments. I'm going to kind of try to do it like Robbie does. It's so everybody gets a chance to talk. So,
John Blow.
John. Hey, John. And
both Johns.
Hey guys. Hey John, you want to come on the show? You're invited. I know you're probably busy, but it's still early on the West Coast. And John,
this movie kind of seemed like a big art piece to me.
Yeah, and hey, little shout out to Jean Below before we get started. He was able to procure a copy of this movie for me because I couldn't find it anywhere streaming. All right, Jeff, you go ahead, and I want to know your overall thoughts on this movie and how you feel about it. Like you just said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to give some credit to Jean.
Yeah, I don't know about maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know, but I didn't find a real defined plot. You know what I mean? Like it's just a gang going across from the Bronx to what'd you say, Coney Island or something? It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, they're going
and they're coming across all these different gangs, different turfs. Battles ensue. Comes to a crescendo, but it's like I don't know. It's very atmospheric. You know what I mean? Like the scenery and the costumes for all the different gangs and stuff. It was to me. It was like when I watched it, I was like, I'm not sure what's going on here, and who the good guy is or who the bad guy is, but I can't stop watching. You know what I mean? Where's it going? What's going to happen? You know what I mean? And so that's kind of how I feel about it. But I like it. Like when it's on, I watch it. I think it's a good movie. It entertained me. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. Do either of you guys see a plot line or like a definitive protagonist, or I don't know?
Well, basically the plot is this: like the guy Cyrus, he's like the leader of the top gang in all the boroughs of New York. He's wanting to bring everybody together to unite them. And the one kid, that one gang, I can't remember their name, played by the guy who played T-Bird is what I want to refer to him. Here, let me look his name up again. The guy, David Patrick Kelly, plays Luther. And they kill him. They don't want none of this shit. But the guy's like, we got the numbers, right? But so they want to pin it on the Warriors. So then word gets out to all the gangs that the truce is off. They had a big truce, right? But they all wear their colors, so they can't take their colors off. So they have to wear their colors all the way back, so everybody knows who they are. And they basically have to fight. It's almost like a game. Remember the Game of Death? How Bruce Lee had to fight like a stronger opponent every time he got to another. Like if you notice in the movie, they start off fighting a group called the Orphans, who are kind of like really not on the radar, and they punk them out. But then every challenge gets harder and harder until they have to get to the end of it, And then you have like all the turf, I guess, like the guys like what they call the Griffs, the Gramercy Griffs, the Baseball Furies, the the Turnbull ACs.
I'm surprised you remember all the names.
I can't remember all of them. The Mongols. There's all kinds of different like gangs, and it's almost like I don't know, like it's like a bunch of roving Clockwork Orange gangs. So, hey Jim, how you doing? Yeah, AC Burke talk about. Yeah, but so I don't know. It's kind of like they're running the gauntlet. Like I know the first one. I don't know if this was only the director's cut because I watched the director's cut. There's an opening scene where they talk about Thermopylae, about the Greeks being like outnumbered, have to fight their way through or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're not. I don't know. But what are your thoughts, Fable?
This is one of those movies that I've watched, I don't know, dozens of times at this point. I know it backwards and forwards. It's something that I've quoted so many times in my life. Like, can you dig it? Can you dig it? You know what I mean? It's very, for me, at least from my point of view, it is very like a cultural movie for me. A New York cultural movie, being from New York. You know what I mean? So a lot of my past I can see in this movie, which is a little different for everybody, right? Like people just see the gang movie, but like Van Cortlandt Rangers, Van Cortlandt Park is, I can go to Van Cortlandt Park.
It's
That
real for
cemetery,
you. Yeah.
yeah.
Beckerman.
That cemetery that they were in, that's Woodlawn Cemetery. It's right there also. I can get to Woodlawn Cemetery. They were Mashulu Parkway train station. That's another train station that's very close to me. So a lot of these things I've seen in my life. So it's cool to see a little bit of New York history in this movie. Of course, this is a little before my time, right? But I can assure you that there were definitely gangs like this. Not ones that wore baseball uniforms and bats and shit, but definitely like the Warriors, definitely like the Griffs. You know, it was a lot of that wearing a vest with your whatever gang affiliation symbol on it, that kind of thing, like a biker gang kind of thing in New York, for sure, 100%. The trains being just defaced and graffitied up. I remember those days when the trains used to look like that. So this is like a nostalgic New York cultural thing for me personally that comes with this film. I do agree with Big Jeff. I don't think there's there is sort of a theme they're trying to establish, but they don't really establish it in a lot of ways. It's just like get from point A to point B, and you gotta fight your ass. You gotta fight your way through.
Yeah.
And in just that, it's entertaining. There is a aura. There is a feel to this movie that is magnetic. You just watch. It doesn't have the best acting in the world. There is some dumb shit that goes on in it that doesn't make much sense, but you can't help but feel like, I don't know, attracted to it, entertained by it, the way it looks, the way it feels.
Yeah.
Right from jump, when that music hits that.
Yeah, and that guitar riff in it.
You see the Wonder Wheel from Coney Island, the train pulling into just that whole sequence is something just pulls you in. I can't describe it like Big Jeff says. I can't really put my finger on it.
And the pacing is really good. Like it keeps the action going the whole movie.
Yeah. Right. And you just want to see what the hell these kids are going to go through getting back home to Brooklyn.
What's coming up next? Coming up next?
Next challenge, right? Beckerman, of course, we know Beckerman. He's like, man, I want to see it. I'd rather see a movie. I'd rather watch a movie about the New Warriors. He loves the New Warriors, but the Warriors are still pretty good. Now, I don't know. See, it says the first of it, Beckerman, like in the near future or something, right? It does say that. I know it says at the beginning of in the near future. What are you doing over there? My cousins are watching goofy ass videos. Anyway, it's like a horse or something.
I think that near future statement is just something that some of the old 80s, 70s movies used to use as like a beginning type of gimmick to make you feel like you're there right now or something. Like present day in the blah 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 or whatever. Even Top Gun used it. They're like,
kind of what Spade was saying though. Like I could see, like if you're from New York and know the boroughs that you would, there are a lot of recognizable landmarks in this film. Before like Giuliani quote unquote cleaned up the city. There was a kind of more gritty look, things like we're talking about that with Chud. Remember when we talked about Chud on your channel, Fable, and like the city used to look like that. Like, that's the way.
Well,
like,
I mean,
from there it didn't look.
They
No,
get to 96th Street, and 96th Street today is beautiful. It's pristine. They go to 14th Street, Union Square, also beautiful. I work down there every now and then on 14th Street and Union Square. But back in the days, it was a cesspool.
and I've heard funny stories about from like the punk rock bands down to CBGB's in the Bowery talking about you would go through the Bronx and it was like you don't want to go through this area. There's all these abandoned buildings where there's prostitutes and people doing dope, and just real crazy stuff going on.
And that's the other cool thing about this movie is that, okay, they got to get to Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn's at the very bottom of the city. The Bronx is at the very top of the city, right? And Bronx and Brooklyn have always had this thing where it's like Bronx people think that Brooklyn people are fucking insane and crazy. And then Brooklyn people always think that Bronx people are always insane and crazy, right? But we're like almost the same culturally, right? But it's like Brooklyn people are like, I'll never go to the fucking Bronx. You crazy? And then Bronx people be like, I'm not going to no Brooklyn.
Where's Brownsville, I think?
Yeah, it's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, so them having to come up to the Bronx for this big meeting, they really had to like be brave. You know what I mean? To go up there. So I love this movie, man.
I'm going to make a poll in the chat. Is the Warriors good or bad? I think we already know the answer.
The cinematography for me, because I was a kid growing up in like suburbia. You know what I mean? The name of the town I lived in when I was a kid is Sunnyvale, and it was just like peaceful, birds chirping, suburban track housing type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So watching this movie, I was like, "Whoa, this is cool," and I felt like I was there.
The child the actor who played the asshole in the Warriors game was supposed to be in Aliens, but they decided to go with Michael Biehn instead. Yeah, that's true. Because he was he had a little substance problem. We're talking about James Remar. Yeah, James Remar always plays a dick. I don't care what it is, but we'll get into acting later. What I'm going to talk about with my feelings was the same thing with Jeff. We kind of got on a tangent there, but yeah, it's like a very stylized movie. But Jeff was talking about the cinematography, and then when that music kicks in, and they're having all these conversations like we're going uptown or wearing our colors, and they do kind of explain. Yeah, his name's James Remar, right? Ain't that his name? Plays Ajax. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you spell it, Remar. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Becker. But anyway, because he was answering John. Okay. Yeah, it's James Remar. But also, there's a comic book feel to this movie. They show like the panels. They'll show comic panels, and they'll turn it like a comic art or something. It'll go meanwhile, and they'll go to this, and there's like all this. And this movie was influential. I've seen the part with and I'm gonna play this clip just shortly because I can't play it long because I'll get in trouble because there's music in the background. But this right here is a very iconic scene that I've seen in commercials, music videos, and other movies.
All right, now, for all you boppers out there in the
I've seen that in a Spike Lee. I think Spike Lee was influenced by this movie. I've seen him use that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, and then like it's got some of the greatest lines. Like, okay, I don't know if you guys ever watched WCW wrestling. But Booker T, when he says, "Can you dig it, sucker?" He's talking about this movie.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, and of course, the iconic with the bottles, that guy always plays a dick, like he was T-Bird in The Crow. He was Sully in Commando. He's always like a little wormy, little Weasley guy. And just I kind of like we'll get into all the other stuff and the other aspects.
Yeah, like that song from Bad Boy, Puff Daddy. It's like, bad boy, come out and play.
It's it's all
Comes
kinds
out from that,
of
yeah.
really influenced a lot of culture, a lot of hip hop culture, just a lot of culture and indie rock culture. People always there's all people kind of appreciate this movie, and at the time it came out, it might have been a little bit controversial, honestly, for some people. Like, oh, they're because they said there was like an uptick, like they claimed there was an uptick in gang violence when this movie came out.
I mean, I could understand it. Like being a parent now today and stuff, like it does. I wouldn't say it glorifies being in the gang, but it kind of like doesn't condemn it either in a lot of ways, right? It's just like, but it's also like that's what it was, man. That's what it was. There was a lot of gangs in New York back in the days. It's just what it was. Like you go to a certain section of New York, and that's what you would see. And Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, you know, they all have their own atmosphere. They all have their own culture, even though it's New York City. You see it all the time. I mean, Bronx people talk shit about Brooklyn people. Brooklyn people talk shit about Queens people. I mean, that's just what it is.
It does say right here that says that the following weekend, the film was linked to sporadic outbreaks of vandalism and 3 killings, 2 in Southern California and 1 in Boston, involving moviegoers on their way to and from showings. That doesn't really mean anything to me, but they made them like reduce their advertising imprint. So the movie's budget, if I can find it here, was $4 million, but it made $22.5 million, even despite having limited advertisings, newspapers, on TV spots. Yeah, that's right. Well, some of the people joined gangs because their own family sucked, so they found somebody else who was sits to they could join in. But like, so yeah, we kind of like take for granted though. We think of when you think of like street gangs now, you think of the Bloods and Crips. But like I think what Fable was saying earlier, saying there were gangs that were like maybe not as flamboyant as like maybe the baseball Furies, but they did have some different they all different like crews. And that kind of goes back to the history of New York City, doesn't it, Fable?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about.
I mean, there's a lot of
Fine
latchkey
points.
kids, latchkey kids, like parents off at work or broken homes, or you're just home by yourself a lot, and you went outside, and that's where you found your comrades, your brothers in arms, whatever, and whatever street you were on, that's where you were. We're the 167th Street, whatever, where the one, Marcy Park, this or what I mean.
Okay, so we're going to go into the cast, and I want each of you guys to highlight a member of the cast and a character, a performance in the film, So, but I'll start on the bottom side. Fable, would you highlight somebody in the cast, performance by somebody in the cast?
I mean, it's easy to go with Swan, right? Because he's like the lead character, and he's pretty badass. But I'll highlight the leader of the orphans.
He's played by Paul Greco, who I think was on The Sopranos a few times.
I like the way he's like, he's not a tough guy per se, but he's got to put the tough guy thing out there. And when the girl comes in and kind of like makes him feel embarrassed that he's just letting these Warriors guys come through. He's like, you got to take off your colors, then you can walk through. And Swan's like, fuck
yeah. I don't take my colors off for nobody.
Warriors. You see what happens when you mess with the Warriors. I thought he was pretty cool at playing like a fake tough guy. So yeah, I'll highlight him. I liked it.
All right. Hey, Big Jeff, who's somebody in the cast or performance you would like to highlight?
The one that jumps out at me is probably one that jumps out at a lot of people is David Patrick Kelly, because he's one of those guys that I don't think he was ever really a leading guy.
No,
but he's been in so many TV, movies, and so his face. When I see his face, I'm like, that guy. You know what I mean? He's He's kind of everywhere. You know what I mean? And I remember who was it in there? AC Comic Book Worm. He's talking about Dreamscape because I just happened to see Dreamscape before I saw the movie The Warriors, and David Patrick Kelly played that same kind of weaselly little irritating, I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
and his face matches that character, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm saying that because that's the roles that I saw him play, or is it that his face matches the roles? I don't know,
Yeah.
but. He stands not just because of the bottle clicky shit, but just because I don't know. He's dotted all over my memory of
Yeah.
'80s TV and movies.
And he's crazy, like for real crazy, because like just like that scene where they're stealing candy from the store there, and she's like, "You're gonna
Yeah.
pay," and he's like, "For what?" And
Yeah,
everybody's
Yeah.
just shook him. Everybody's scared at that point, like, "Oh, this dude is unhinged."
Yeah. And like, at the
Yeah.
end of it, he says, why did you kill Cyrus? Because I felt like it. Because it was fun.
I like doing stuff like that.
I like doing stuff like that. We got.
Yeah.
I'll tell you I'll highlight my performance. I'll show what the chat said here. Baker said Cochise has the best parts. I like Cochise. He's a cool character. I like how he had like all the Native American kind of thing going on. Jean Malo says Weasel is the one you love to hate. Yeah. And like the lady is the worst. You can tell. Yeah, man. They're like, you think you're gonna shake your ass? She's trying to get these guys killed. She's about to shake her ass around. And Digger Jim, he says, I like Cleon, and they killed him right away. Yeah,
I know. Me too, Digger Jim. Yeah, Cleon was awesome.
Yeah, he's the fire me up guy from Crow. Yeah, and he was the guy that Arnold drops off the side of the cliff in Commando.
Yep.
So the guy I'm going to highlight is, I know everybody. Look, I'm going to highlight this guy, but we got to mention Michael Beck, who played Swan. I love that guy in this movie, but the one I wanted to highlight that I had in mind was Roger Hill, played Cyrus. He's not in the movie long, but dude, this dude just like, hey, dude, this dude's cool, man. I like the way he talks. He's just like, can you, and I'll tell you why I like him here. Here's a good reason why I like him. Check this. This is guy's kind of cool.
Now there ain't but 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it? Can
Yeah, I just like it.
you dig it?
I love that. I wanted to know more about Cyrus, and he gets wasted though, man. But yeah. So I like that. I just like that guy because it's cool, and like also because Booker T straight up like previewed this movie. Every time he come out and did a promo, he's like, "Can you dig it, sucker?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
I like the way it came out. It was like, "Can you count, suckers? Can you count?" And he just starts going over their like numbers and stuff. He's awesome.
They'll let you play it, but it'll be like a copyright claim. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I don't really make a lot of money doing this. What's it really matter? And also, the little thing is, if you do that, they will give you a prompt and you get a message, and it'll say, just take this part out, and then you're cool. And it'll just take that clip out. Yeah, that's true. I read that somewhere, John Malone. When they shot that scene, apparently the real police moved in because they thought there was a real like gathering of gang members. And this movie was really like I don't know, and this movie's like obtained a cult status. Like I definitely. So we talk about the so style structure. So we're going to talk about like the writing, story structure, and the cinematography now. And Big Jeff, I'll start with you.
The cinematography?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess
Style
I kind of
and the structure of the film and all that.
the structure. It's not like any of the movies I was used to seeing when I was a kid. Like I said, it kind of went. It just kind of went down its own meandering path. You know what I mean? And it's because most movies, as I watched them, I was like, I kind of knew what was coming eventually or next or whatever. But not this one. This one, I was like, where's this shit going? You know what
Mhm.
what's going to happen, and part of what kept my attention and kept me locked into it was I don't know, just the scenery and how they did the costumes for the actors and stuff, and there was so many different personalities. You know, everybody was distinct from each other, so it was like kind of like you mentioned earlier, Spike Lee's "Do the Right Thing." It was that kind of vibe a little bit that I don't know. It kept my interest, you know. So I don't know if that speaks to structure at all, because I don't know what I would call the structure for this movie.
Yeah.
I have no word for it. So all I'll say is that whatever structure it was, it worked for me. And I love the cinematography. I thought it was beautiful.
All right. Sable, Fable, same question. I don't talk. I feel like I have a speech impediment. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm with Big Jeff. I think this movie's beautiful. I think it's beautifully shot. I think it has some great costume design. Structure. I don't know. I don't know if it really follows like a 3-act structure in a lot of ways, right? It's just like get from point A to from point A to B, and it's kind of like a video game in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
Like level 1, the orphans, level 2, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? The
exactly.
Turnbull ACs, level 3, the baseball guys, and then you get the final boss, right? So it just has that kind of thing, and I think that's kind of why I love it too, man. I love that kind of like I love them going from one challenge to the next, and like Jeff said, what's gonna happen next, right? Like when they run into the Lizzies, right? That like throws everything for a loop, because it's
Yeah.
like, it's like, dudes, like you could understand, like we don't got time to mess with these girls, but at the same time these are young guys, right? So they're like, no, screw that, man. We've been going through the runner through the mill, we're gonna have some fun. And then the Lizzies ended up being a gang, and probably the most dangerous gang they faced, right? Because
Yeah, they're
they got
strapped.
shot at. Yeah. So no, man, I think stylistic, it holds up very well. I saw the 4K transfer this time around, and it's
Yeah.
sharp, man. It's sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And yeah, like structure, I think the whole one challenge to the next thing is what keeps it interesting.
Yeah. And look here, comic book word pointed out. It is a comic book, and actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I found these earlier, and I really want to get this now.
Oh, nice.
Hey, check out this cover, Fable. Hold on,
Oh, nice.
that one I got to get that one. I bet that's expensive though. A lot of these old Dynamite books are hard to find, like the older ones. I got some of the Boom ones of Big Trouble in Little China, so I'm gonna have to hunt that down, because I'm a sucker for a comic book adaptation. But yeah. Okay, like style and structure. I don't know. The structure's kind of like discombobulated sometimes. I think, like Jeff was saying, but like, you said a good point, like a video game, kind of like Double Dragon or something.
Yeah.
Or also, I get the feel of like a kung fu movie. You know, the old kung fu movies,
Yeah.
like we're talking about with Bruce Lee. He's got to fight like escalating amount. Like we said it earlier, like somebody even more tougher challenge every time.
Yeah, like the Raid or
Yeah.
something like that. You could maybe even say that maybe people who made these video games were probably fans of this movie and probably took a lot from it, because you look at a game like Final Fight, right?
Yeah.
One of the most famous beat 'em ups arcade games, and it's structured like that. Like you fight one, group of guys, next one is tougher group of guys, and like I said, you get to the final boss, and this movie definitely has a final boss.
Yeah. And stylistically though, this movie's it. This is like that's one thing it's got heaps of is style, and just kind of like I could see at the time this came out, this is probably the hit movie that all the teenagers wanted to go see. Like, yeah, you want to go see? No, I want to go see The Warriors. Probably this or Alien, and because it came out I think the same year as Alien did. But I could see this movie being the one that kids all want to see. Like I remember when I was in school, and we all wanted to go see like Menace to Society, because we all grew up listening to like hip hop and gangster rap.
Yeah.
The time that came out, Dr. Dre had just, NWA, Eazy-E, all that stuff was out, and 8 Ball, MC8, and 8 Ball, all those guys. So like, yeah, you wanted to watch that movie. Like Boys in the Hood was a serious movie too, but like Menace Society was really more about like the gangs, like these guys, in South Central, and
it just gives you a peek into their world.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, right? Like, because some of us, we just see this stuff on TV, and it allows you to take a peek without having to actually be there and part of none of this shit.
Yeah, I might actually go there. I could just see this movie. Cicada said elevated angles made a relatively small slice of land seem really huge, like they're moving through a vast kingdom of expanding danger. That's a good way to put it.
That's an awesome way to put it, Cicada Sonic. Absolutely. Yeah. It makes the urban jungle, right? Like just with normal stuff, but it's like a bunch of obstacles, right? Like getting on the train, getting off the train, all the corridors in the subway, the park, you know what I mean? Everything they were going through it's like a giant maze kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of running the gauntlet, kind of.
Right.
Jean Blow says that it #1 issue is like $50 to $100 Canadian per issue. Oh well,
holy crap.
I guess I might be owning that, right? I found a graded copy for $129. But I don't know if it's issue 1, but I don't know if I want a graded copy. I kind of want to read it. The problem, it's not a copy, but the problem about some of those comics like that, those they don't have the trades are out of print. If they do have a trade, and they're usually expensive too. We had a couple more clips we'll play. Like I like some other guys I like was the Gramercy Griffs. That dude in the glasses. That dude had a vibe to him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Who are the warriors?
And I get a vibe of like the Beat It music video had to be inspired by this fucking movie.
Yeah.
100%.
That totally clicks. Now that I didn't even think about that, but now you say it, I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Michael Jackson probably was a fan of the movie. Everybody knows Michael Jackson was a big movie fan, right? He was a big movie buff. So I could see him enjoying this movie. Here's another clip of that guy. I just like this guy.
I want them all. I want all the warriors. I want them alive if possible, if not wasted.
I don't remember. Was there like a whole truckload of profanity in this movie or no?
It's light.
Light. Okay.
It's light. I think the biggest thing now that would be troubling is probably James Remar's character calls everybody a British cigarette every chance he gets. That might be the most colorful language in it, Yeah. He says, "Are y'all have gone, English cigarette, he says that like several times. Also, Mercedes Ruehl, I don't know if anybody remembers her, but she was in a lot of big movies back in the 80s. Yeah. She's the plainclothes cop in the park. The one that Remar tries to basically, Ajax assaults her, basically, is what he tries to do. But he assaults the wrong lady. Also, you kind of get the feeling of like, I know this is going to be crazy. Because we're going to talk about themes. I'll just start off because I want to mention this. We kind of already did, kind of like a kung fu movie or a quest movie, but also the Odyssey or something. Like these guys are tempted along the way. Ajax sees this lady in the park. He goes, "Oh man, y'all go on. I want to go hook up with this girl. Right? We got girls back in Coney Island." No, he wouldn't listen to him, so he gets busted by the cops. The other guys see these women, they get tempted by the three sirens. Think about it. Those women in the Lizzies, they're the sirens. They bring them back to their place, like, hey, here, we'll dance for
Dude,
you.
the Lizzies were hardcore.
Yeah, we're going to smoke some weed, then we're going to kill you.
They didn't get the point. They didn't get the hint when they heard the name.
Yeah, I guess not. They didn't get the hint. Like, these girls don't know. But like, anyway, but they're like the three sirens in the Odyssey, if you think about it. So that's the kind of one of the themes I get from the movie is that, and like, I don't know. I don't really think there's like a very big theme, although there is a scene. I don't think they put that much thought into it, but there is an interesting scene when they finally get on the final train to Coney, and Swan and I have to go back and see it. Swan and Mercy are sitting together, and Swan's got like that big scar. They've been fighting all night. Mercy's kind of dirty, disheveled looking, her hair. And these kids come on from like they come back from a prom or a high school dance or something. They're all giggling and all kind of wholesome. And like you see these kids, and then they're all laughing, and they see Mercy and Swan and all of them, and they get real quiet. And it's almost like they're looking at like, well, because they're both supposed to be young people, right? Even the Warriors are supposed to be young people, and they're looking at these kids and going, we could have been doing that if we had been where they're from, but we're from the streets, and this is the life we chose. And it freaks the people out because she closes her eyes and she opens her eyes and they're gone. Because they said, you hear the one guy say, I'll just pay for a cab. They got off at the next stop because they didn't want to be in there. They were the Warriors, So what do you think, Jeff, of some of the themes of the movie?
Well, I mean, I'm not as versed as you are in like comparing it to other things, but as far as themes, I don't know, maybe it's Innocence Lost or something, or because I don't know, you get kind of invested in the Warriors because I know that Swan's kind of like the leader, right? But the Warriors is the gang that is being followed as they go through their trip to get back to Coney Island. So you kind of inevitably wind up on their side, so to speak, I guess. You're like, yeah, go survive, get through, right? So that was part of it. And then maybe, and it's different for each person. Like I said, I'm a suburban kid, so there was tension for me. I'm like, come on, dogs, be careful. What's around that corner? Keep your head on the swivel. You know what I mean? Because I didn't live that life, and so it I don't know, for a theme, and you start to realize that that they're trying to put a frame job on these guys. Yeah, they're a street gang. Yeah, they're not good. They're criminals. I get it. But there's at least some type of redeeming quality in the brotherhood or the way they protect each other.
There's a nobility.
Yeah, there's that thing about, yeah, you want to be an upstanding citizen and follow the law, but when it comes down to your bros, you never rat on them. You got their back, even if sometimes they're fucking wrong.
Honor among thieves.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I don't know if that's a theme or just a long ass ramble.
They knew Ajax was a piece of shit, but they still were like, yeah, but he had our back. We got to go back for him.
Yeah, the no man left behind. What's up, Aaron? No man left behind thing. So, but I thought about it like, and you talk about the scene of the prom kids, different worlds colliding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really have a comparison, but
what do you think this movie's trying to say, Fable?
I had said earlier, and I still think that way. I don't think this movie does a lot to establish its theme. I think it tries to put something out there, but it doesn't really drive it home the way it should in a lot of ways. And we get these little small scenes, like the scene where they're walking down the train tracks.
Yeah.
And he's telling the girl, like, you just give it to anybody. Like, you just a hoe. What, do you like being a hoe? And she's like, I do what I have to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want more, kind of attitude. Like, this is not everything. And then punctuated by the scene where they see the kids you know, the clean cut kids coming home from the prom or whatever they were, out night dancing. And there's dirty, you know what I mean? And then at the end, he even says it. He's like, we fought all our way back for this bullshit, right? Like he's looking at Cody.
Yeah.
He's like, for this shit, this ain't shit. And even one of the gang members says, man, Cyrus thought he could control the city. What a bunch of shit. What a bunch of a crock of shit. Like they're kind of getting that this ain't it, right? And there's probably more to life than what they've been kind of like perpetuating, right? For the better part of their young adult lives. So there is a theme there. Even the song at the end, In the City, if you listen to the lyrics of that song, out there in the horizon, past the neon lights, there must be something better. You know? But this is not this is not established from the beginning. It's kind of shoehorned in towards the end. Yeah. So it's not a theme that I think he tried to put a theme in there because otherwise it'll just be a movie about gangs.
Yeah.
and that's it. You have to put something in there.
Yeah. Well, now we're going to get into like Fable. That's a great segue though of you singing the Eagles song, because now we're going to talk about the music, and we'll just start with you again on the music, the soundtrack, the music they use, and the score. Go ahead. What did you think the music? Did it really add a lot to it, or did it take away from it?
Oh, I think the music, it's not used a lot, right? Most of the like music, like the Eagles song or whatever, it's used to further the plot, right? Like when the DJ comes on and she's like, I got a message for you boppers, or you guys out from Coney. And there's like nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, right? So it's like it's telling the story. The same thing with In the City at the end, where it's like punctuating what Swan feels at the end of the movie. But other than that, it does have this cool little synth soundtrack going on. This little dark synth, thing that kind of goes with the nighttime scary city. When the lights go out, when it's you know what I mean. Thing going on, and like I said in the beginning, when that riff plays, that doo 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 doo, and you see the Wonder Wheel, and then it gets dreary, it's like, and I'm like, oh, like you know what I mean? It sets it, like Big Jeff said, it sets the atmosphere. So I think the music is sparing, but it's appropriate.
Yeah. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, I didn't know any of the music except Joe Walsh's song when I was a kid watching this movie. But the type of music that was played, and just the way people were, the vernacular and the way they talked, that whatever, if you want to call it accent, I don't know. To me, it was part of the big painting that the movie is. It's like a moving painting. I don't know. It's like all the elements come together, and it's like, I don't know, it's like it's like a ride or something, or like Fable said, you don't really get the theme till it comes towards the end. I didn't think about it. He said it good, like, we fought all this way for this. Is the theme awakening? Like they're growing up a little bit, going, this gang shit is, well, what exactly are we fighting for? For what?
Yeah.
Again, because everybody eventually, even OGs, man, they eventually open their eyes and they get a little more peaceful. They think before they do shit a little bit more,
Yeah.
So yeah, but the music, I only knew the Joe Walsh song, but all of the music that I did hear, and like the mood type music, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was good because I really didn't know it was there, because it belongs there,
Right.
It's part of the whole thing.
I agree. Like, and like Damon brings up a good point down here at the Joe Walsh song. He wrote it for the movie, but the Eagles were having such a hard time with their last album that they ever made. It was their last studio album they made before they broke up. It was called was it the Long Run? What's the name of that album? I think it was called The Long Run or something. And they were arguing so bad they couldn't work together right. And Joe Walsh had this song. It was going to be a solo album song. And they just put it on the Eagles record because they couldn't find another out. They couldn't work together much. So he just said, "Here, fuck it, put this song on the last Eagles record, The Long Run." And but it's a Joe Walsh song. It's all Joe Walsh. It's not really. It says the Eagles, but it's 100% Joe Walsh. And that is it is a, you know what? I don't know if he did any more songs for movies or soundtracks or scores, but he should have, because he fucking nailed it. And that 3-minute song it sums up the entire movie.
It does.
And Fable's also talking about like the way they play like the song like "Nowhere to Run to, Baby." That's a great point to use that song. We all know what she's saying. She's playing this as a signal. The orders, you got nowhere to run to, baby, nowhere to hide.
It's also cool that they use, because we don't, they didn't have internet or none of that shit back in the day. So it's also cool that obviously the radio station's connected to the Griff somehow, the riffs or whatever, and they're using that to send a message out subtly. If you know, kind of thing, right? Hey, boppers. It's like, I got one for our little friends out in Coney. Like, everybody's tuning in and everybody knows what the hell she's talking about.
Like her little reports, like the one where they beat up the Furies, and she's like, "We got some sports news for you out there, boppers."
Yeah.
Fury struck out.
Exactly.
And so that's, I just like the way she does that. Like, and I just like her style. That's really cool. And but yeah, the music, like you said, the beginning of it, when you see the Coney Island Ferris wheel and all that stuff going on, you see like what's going on with it, man. It's just like it's got this vibe to it. Like you got the synths and the guitar. Like, yeah, it sounds awesome. I'm over here fidgeting with something, but I got distracted. We're watching. There was a Conan series in the 90s. It was one of the syndicated shows. Flash Gordon's on this show. What the fuck? All right. But it kind of distracted me. I was pointing at my cousin like, "It's Flash Gordon." I was trying to do it without talking. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, now we're going to go to the end here, and I played this the first of it, but you know what? I think everybody in the chat's probably expecting to hear it again, so we'll play it for you one more time.
Warriors, come out to play.
Fucking nutbag.
Yeah, he's fucking gone. You Lady Fantastic. You learn how to draw figures.
What was that car? Was that like a old time hearse or an
It
old
looked like
wagon?
an ambulance or hearse or something to me.
Mm-hmm. It's wild how many times that kind of car appears in films.
That's another thing about movies that I love, especially when I'm watching old 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s movies. Oh, I love the cars, man. The cars. Oh.
Yeah, my dad loved that kind of stuff, like my stepdad. But all right, guys, we're going to go into the rating mode. Jeff, okay, hold on. I got to do this first. I forget what we're doing here. I think this is a no-brainer. I'll say I don't even know why I'm asking this question. Okay, I will bring this up so I'll have this to look at. Is this movie? Give it a rating of 1 to 5, and tell me, is this good cinema or is it bad cinema?
Well, my rating will tell you. So I give this a 5. I think it's a piece of Americana.
All right. What do you think, Fable? I know what you think. I'm asking. This is just.
I mean, it might be rose-tinted glasses. Like I said, I've seen this movie dozens of times. It doesn't have the best acting in the world. It doesn't have the clearest structure in the world. It doesn't have, a clear throughway as far as themes are concerned. But damn it, do I love this movie. I can't. This is such a part of my makeup. if that makes any sense, right? Like there's certain things that you see in your life. For some people, it's Star Wars. Some people, it's Spider-Man. Whatever. This is part of my DNA, kind of thing. I can't give this thing any less than a 5. It is fantastic cinema. It's great cinema, and it's like Big Jeff said, it is iconic. It's part of cinema culture. Like, if you haven't seen The Warriors, you owe it to yourself to check this out. You know what I mean? Just to
watch it.
see, yeah, because watching this movie, you might just see a little bit of this movie and all the movies you've been watching.
Yeah.
This is a highly influential film. So yeah, no, Warriors is an absolute banger. 5 out of 5 for me.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to agree with both of you, but maybe it's not like perfect, but like there's a lot of nostalgia attached to this movie. It's got this level of cult status, even though it did make some money at the box office. It still got more of a cult status when it went to home video and DVD and midnight showings at theaters, local theaters around the world. It's a very influential film, like Fable just said. It's influenced movies, music videos, commercials, video games, everything. It's influenced street culture and popular culture. So, like I said, hip hop culture. I've heard this movie referenced a lot of times in rap songs. Very like the whole style. Like, you know what? I've seen filmmakers that are influenced with this movie, definitely. And yeah, so I'm gonna give it a 5. So we all three agree. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet you if you go to like film intro to film or film courses at college campuses across the nation, I bet you this is on a lot of their lists for watching for assignments or whatever,
Yeah. This is one of those movies like in my neighborhood, this is what we call like a hood movie. Like you had to watch this kind of thing. Like you got to watch this. You got to watch Scarface. You got to watch. You know what I mean? There's these like movies.
New Jack City,
right? Like this is all. We don't care if everybody in the world likes it, right? Like this is just like our little thing. And
out in Cali, it was like
Colors.
In the early 80s. Yeah, Colors and Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
But like another one, like you talk about because you live there, it's close. It's the locations. So like Lost Boys is part of my DNA because Santa Cruz,
Right.
And it's like seeing something filmed and such a great movie, seeing it filmed where you like know where all this is happening. It's like it feels weird. Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, that's cool,
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing, right? Like you're not thinking about the gang life or gang culture or any of that when you're a kid watching this. You're like, they got cool vests on. I want a vest like that. And they could beat up these guys. And those guys with the face paint, they're scary looking. I don't want to run into those guys. It's not about the themes or like the stir it caused back when it came out. Oh, they're glorifying gang. We weren't thinking about any of that shit. It was like a straight up cartoon for us, man.
I remember the face paint for the wasn't it the what do they call the baseball guys? I forgot the name of it. Yeah, didn't they have the black and white face paint too?
Yeah.
When I saw that, it gave me a quick flashback to Karate Kid when Johnny's crew jumped Daniel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, definitely. And like I had people that like at my TikTok when I posted a short video about like I'm reviewing this movie for good or bad cinema, and so he's like, "You don't need to do a review. I'll tell you right now, it's good." There's like the kind of comments I was getting.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to try a little harder. We're going to find. But like I was going to do this movie anyway because it's fucking awesome, and so we got it to an hour here. That's pretty good. That's all we needed to do for this show. I thought we had a pretty good conversation about it. I don't know what the movie's going to be next week, but I will be on the next movie. I think I'm reviewing the next movie I'm reviewing though. Will be 2001: A Space Odyssey on Pop Culture Philosophers next week. I think Fable will be there,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then we're reviewing Friday. We'll be reviewing They Live on One Collection Down Fable's channel. And then I have to find one Wednesday to review. You know what? I'm not part of the Sci-Fi Fest, but I might just, in honor of you guys, pick a sci-fi movie to review next week. There's probably a good one that's on the line between good and bad cinema. I'm thinking of one right now. I'll talk to you guys about it backstage. But tomorrow night, the Comic Lounge will start at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to start earlier because the first hour we're going to do like a comic book, like one ads, like swap meet type thing, where all of us on the panel are going to show comics. And if you're all interested in trading with us for the comic we got, I have some stuff on my list that I'm willing to trade, for those comics. And everybody has to do that, or you can buy them from us if you just want to buy them. And if anybody in the chat wants something, it don't even have to be like a comic. Like maybe you're looking for some kind of like collectible, like, hey, I'm looking for Uncanny X-Men 200. Does anybody have a copy of it? They would trade me or sell me. So, it's going to be like a participation thing. And then at 8 o'clock, it'll be like the regular show. Yes, I think it is better than Gangs of New York.
Me too.
Ooh, that's a tough one for me.
I don't know.
Gangs of New York might be like technically more sound or a better film in a certain regard, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a Gangs of New York without the Warriors.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, we were talking about that scene a minute ago, like when she like tries to fix her hair and Swan stops her.
Oh, so good. Yeah, that's a great scene.
They Live is a very good movie, Callie.
Oh yeah.
I used to watch the regular show. I mean, Gangs of New York to me though is a whole other vibe.
It is.
A whole other time period. Shit.
Right.
But it's kind of hard to compare those two movies. It's like, I don't know. It's like comparing like Casablanca to Star Wars. Movies in their own way, but like they're different. The scenes are way. I mean, they're about gangs, but it's still a different time period. I don't know. Maybe I guess it's a gang movie though. So it's called Gangs of New York, but is that the best gang movie? I don't know. I'm gonna go with this one just because I picked it, but I'm being biased.
I don't know if I can call either one better than the other because I think it's Apple. Even though they're both gang movies, we're talking apples and oranges here.
Well, I mean, I think it's the best one. Like, so, and yeah, Aaron, I'll send you a link here in a minute. And Kevin, but
I think
Kevin
already.
All right, Aaron, I'm gonna send it to you right now. But yeah, even though the Gangs of New York, I would be like, it's a good movie. I would pick this one. Although there's so many great ones to choose from in Street Gangs, but is this the best one? I don't know. That's what you call a clickbait title, Mark. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got you to come in.
Gotcha, Mark.
What's better, E.T. or The Godfather? Like that. I think it's definitely cooler to me. Like it's cooler. It has a cooler vibe. It has a tone that I really dig. Like, like I can see Swan in the gang, and I don't know. And when I see Leonardo DiCaprio and shit, it doesn't do it for me. Just like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I got a question for the chat. If this is not the best movie about gangs, what is your favorite movie about gangs? Let us know in the chat. If you're later on, if you're watching this on replay, let us know in the comments. But we're out of time for this show. Okay, we got
damn went in hard on Cameron Diaz.
Well, you know what? I heard somebody say that about her. Like there was a review of that movie. They said, you know what? They give her red hair in this movie and all this stuff to try to make her look different, but Cameron Diaz still looks like she's from Malibu, California. Steve Watt said, Grease, the best movie about gangs. Hey, you know what?
I can't argue with that. That's a good one.
Actually, you know what Dr. Von Hook would say, right? He would say Grease too.
There you go.
It's a great movie about street
Cool
gangs.
rider. Cool rider.
Yep. What about West Side Story?
Yeah, that's another good one. Absolutely.
Now we've turned into a Cameron Diaz Bass fan.
Oh yeah, there you go. Outsiders, baby.
Outsider's another good one. Yeah.
Is American Graffiti a street gang movie though?
No.
West Side Story predates this one.
Yes.
And it kind of does reflect New York again, New York gangs back in those days.
And Cicada brought up one earlier that came out the same year as this one. It was called so I can find this comment. It's going to be way up here. The Wanderers. It came out the same year. There's about 60 street gangs, but it came out the same year as this movie came out. But yeah, we might review that. I don't know. And they got Steve Watts of the Pharaohs. I don't know what that one is. But then you got like Colors. I don't know if New Jack City, is that more of a gangster film?
Yeah.
Gang film?
Yeah. I would say it's a gangster film. I don't know if it's a gang film. I mean, they are a gang in a lot of ways, but they're organized crime.
Yeah.
That's a gangster organized crime film.
Yeah.
I kind of think you put those in two different categories. Because you have the street level gangs and you have the mafioso guys and like the Irish mob, they control all the rackets and
I forgot about Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire. Actually, a funny thing about the Streets of Fire, the girl that plays what's her name? Again, I can't remember her name. Mercy. She's one of the leads in Streets of Fire. It's got Michael Paré and Willem Dafoe in it. That is a cult movie. I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
It's like it's like an art house type movie. I mean, it's you know what? It didn't get its respect. It didn't get its flowers in the '80s, but I'll tell you what, guys, that might be a good topic for Good Bad Cinema right there. Because I don't know if y'all can. It's a musical, but it's a cool musical. I mean, it's not like it's not like singing it. Although I guess Singing in the Rain's a classic, so I'm going to get all the musical people mad at me. No, I don't think Diane Lane was in that movie. I'll look it up. Was she in that movie? I don't know. She might be in it, but I don't think she was the lead. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, Blood In, Blood Out is also a great one, but that's a mixture.
Yeah,
that's a mixture. That's a mixture of street gangs and prison gangs.
Yeah, she was in the movie. She was in Streets of Fire, but Deborah Valkenburg was in it too. So I was right. She is in the movie. She's right there.
Yeah,
and then Diane Lane is in it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember names too well sometimes, but it's all good. Thanks. That's why we have you, Mark. Because you can remember the stuff that I can't remember. I'm an old man, dude. You're younger than I am. I'm an old man. I can't keep up with this stuff, right?
Yeah, Little Rascals.
Little Rascals. They got three games.
Movie.
Oh, that song, I Could Dream About You, was a bigger hit than the movie. I love that song.
So
yeah. It is a bigger hit. Well, we've got, I guess we're going to end it now. We had the most viewers we've had ever at the end of it. Like 16 views. So,
can I close this out, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe you guys could finish this up for me. It's a quote from the movie, so finish this up for me. You Heroes for Hire club guys are good. Real good.
Yeah, we're the best.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snitchy Boochies,